The first event of 2026 has arrived to Forge of Empires, and the wildlife event is largely unchanged this year. If you've played it before, you know exactly what to expect. On each board in this minigame, there are colored blocks that you can pop by clicking on them if 2 or more of the same color are touching. If 5 or more of the same color touch, you can create rewards chests that give you rewards, including a chance at the event shop's currency, if you can drop them to the bottom of the board. You'll also see paws on the board, which, when dropped, give you progress towards the grand prizes. Each action you complete will also reward you with points that contribute to your rank in the leagues. You have 25 moves to get as many paws and chests to the bottom of the board as you can, with the option to buy more moves after you run out for some wildlife coins, the secondary currency in this event. As you're playing each board, there are also 3 boosters that you can use to help get more rewards. The hammer will remove only 1 block at a time, the leafy line will remove an entire horizontal line of blocks, and the lightning will remove all blocks of the same color as the one you use it on. You'll start with 4 hammers, 2 leafy lines, and 1 lightning, with the ability to get more via spending some wildlife coins or from the mini challenge. Generally, I only tend to use boosters or buy extra moves when doing so will guarantee me either more paws or a big pop and reward chest. Each board will cost you 1 ticket, which you can pick up from the questline and mini challenge in this event, but they also regenerate at a rate of 1 every 8 hours. You can have up to 4, and it's sort of like the forge point bar in that once you hit the limit, they stop regenerating. You have the option to spend up to 3 tickets to play games with up to 3 times the rewards. This doesn't actually change much, as you should average the same with 3 normal games versus 1 tripled game, but it can be handy to reduce the amount of time you spend on the event. You can also get a limited number of gold tickets, which let you play as many games as you want within 5 minutes. This means that you need to go fast. These are really good for getting lots of a specific daily special, generating lots of progress, or getting tons of league points. A quick tip for them is that you can save a lot of time from the animation of items dropping to the bottom of the board by clicking outside the minigame, clicking through the reward pop-ups, and re-entering the minigame. You will need a good internet connection though, so test this with a normal ticket before trying it with a gold ticket. When you're playing your boards, you need to use a little bit of strategy to bring the items down to the bottom in as few moves as possible. The basic strategy to get an item on the board to drop to the bottom is as follows. Look at the color of the blocks beneath the item. We will have to pop all of these in order to drop our paw. In some cases, you'll have to check the adjacent column to get the colors needed to pop these blocks, but for us, we have all the blocks we need in this column already. I'm going to pop the green section to align the orange for a big pop, then I'm free to clear out the red blocks for another chest. That leaves the green, which drops our paw and those 2 chests to the bottom. By the way, there was a more efficient way to get that paw. Let me know in the comments if you figure it out. Of course, this is a simplified example. Sometimes you don't have the colors you need below the item and will need to pop blocks in the adjacent columns to hopefully get the colors you need to drop from the top. Then just repeat as needed to match the colors and get your item. Sometimes you will reach points where there are no paws on the board. If you are focusing on paws, try to make the biggest pops possible on the board to hopefully get more paws to drop from the top. Doing so will also get you some rewards, including the shop currency, as well as a lot of league points. The rewards you'll be trying to get from this event start off with the main building, the Elephant Crate Reserve. It's got some fairly strong attack boosts for the guild battlegrounds and expeditions, along with some other goodies. It gives fragments of the 2 side buildings in this event, the Savannah Camp and Hippo Lagoon. These in turn each give some army boosts and forge points, as well as fragments of the Ascended upgrades for 2 older wildlife event buildings, the Animal Crossing and Flamingo Habitat. The Animal Crossing gets some strong army boosts, action capacity, and better productions, while the Flamingo Habitat also gets strong army boosts, this time actions instead of actions capacity, and increased productions. You can get 1 of the 90-day Ascended upgrades for each of these buildings for free from the grand prizes. However, to keep these buildings ascended, you will need 6 of the side buildings providing fragments for the building you want. So say you want the Ascended Animal Crossing, you need 6 Savannah Camps. Yikes. The Savannah Camp and Hippo Lagoon do have Ascended versions themselves that give greatly increased fragments of the Ascended kits for the Animal Crossing and Flamingo Habitat, but you can only get them from spending on the event passes or placing in the Gold League. And as of making this video, I don't know if it will be possible to get the Ascended side buildings from subsequent events. If you are able to, it ends up being only 1 of the side buildings being needed per crossing or habitat. However, one of you lucky viewers will be able to get both a free Ascended Savannah Camp and Hippo Lagoon. This video was produced in collaboration with InnoGames, and so you can enter the giveaway via the link in the description. It ends 2 weeks from when this video goes live, so don't wait, and good luck. Now, if you are like me, you probably think this seems like a lot of work just to keep the Animal Crossing or Flamingo Paradise Ascendant. Thank you to Pyroxy Recupertite online Discord server for pointing out that there's a somewhat better way. Just forget these new Ascended buildings and go for the mountain reserves that got gold upgrades in last year's wildlife event. Each is 24 tiles and provides the same actions per hour in the same space as the Flamingo habitat, including the Hippo Lagoon needed to keep the habitat Ascended. The best part is that the mountain reserves are not Ascended at all. You can place them once and leave them be without having to faff about with Ascended upgrades or side buildings or any of that. They are slightly worse in terms of general productions and Quantum Incursion's army boosts, but in my opinion, that's a small price to pay for how much less maintenance it is. You'll be able to get the kits needed for the mountain reserves and some other goodies from this event's item shop. In the case of the mountain reserves, it may seem fairly expensive. Each costs 16 flyer coins for a total of 128 coins per reserve. However, once you spend 50 coins and unlock the Epic Wildlife Kit, the cost comes down to only 72 if that's what you want to go for. There are also kits for various old wildlife event buildings, the Epic Ascended 2025 kit, and fragments of the allies from the winter event in case you didn't get all the fragments you needed for them from that event. The shop does have some discounts, 25% and 150%, that are randomly applied to the items every time the shop is refreshed. This happens once per day automatically, but you can also refresh the shop manually once for free each day, after which you have to spend 2 Flutter coins, then 6, then it triples from there. Always use that free refresh to shuffle the discounts if they aren't on the items you want, and try to buy the items you want when they are discounted. If the prices here look expensive, don't worry. You should end up with a very healthy number of Flutter coins. I would estimate over 300 if you're focusing on progress, with closer to 500 or more if you're focusing on making big pops to get 5 or 6 star chests down to the bottom of the board. As you'd expect, the more stars a chest has, the higher the chance to receive a Flutter coin. That brings us to the strategies, and that means that we need to take a look at event currency. Tickets-wise, you should get around 95. Keep in mind that the vast majority of these come from regenerating 1 ticket every 8 hours. Make sure you're always trying to stay under 4 tickets so that they can keep regenerating. Gold tickets in this event are pretty straightforward, simply 3 from quest milestones and 5 total from the mini-challenge, with them all being in the last few quests of the mini-challenge. Wildlife coins are fairly easy to get many of, with many different sources chipping in, but the vast majority will come from the event questline. Speaking of the event questline, I would recommend not rushing it. Wait to complete quests until you need tickets to complete the mini-challenge. This makes the mini-challenge a lot easier, and don't forget to also save the tickets that you can pick up from the grand prizes. Just don't collect them until they are needed. The mini-challenge itself is relatively straightforward. Starting the second day of the event, 1 quest is unlocked per day, so it is absolutely fine if the quests stack up a little. Use your daily regenerated tickets to complete as much of the quests as possible, and if you catch up to the point where you're waiting for new quests, hold on to your tickets until the next day. The rewards are worth spending the time to get, including tons of boosters and a good portion of tickets and golden tickets. The quests are mainly minigame focused, asking you to collect chests of a certain color or number of stars, use extra moves, etc., alongside you needing to be able to produce previous age units, collect current age productions, and have current or previous age goods buildings. As always, the questline is over on my website at ubernerd14.com/mini/wild25 if you want to plan ahead, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. With all that out of the way, the progress milestones you want to hit will be starting at 450 progress for the main event building, including the kits you get from the questline and placing in any league. 500 progress for the single free non-fragmented Animal Crossing's Ascended upgrade, 550 progress for the same for the Flamingo habitat, 575 progress for the first ally to be completed, 600 progress to complete a full 1000 fragments of the Eternal Market selection kit, and 650 progress to complete the second ally. If you are a free-to-play player, I would expect to get the main event building if you are focusing on paws. A lot of this event has to do with your skill at playing the minigame, so there is a large variance of where you may end up, but if you know what you're doing and play smart, reaching all these progress goals is possible for free. Unless your goal is to place in the Gold League, I would recommend just focusing on progress for most players. Go for paws when they are on the board, and if not, make big pops to get more flyer coins and league points while hopefully getting some more paws to show up. You get such a large number of Flutter coins anyways while focusing progress that I feel it is somewhat unnecessary to focus on making 5 or 6 star chests exclusively. If you want to reach a specific goal in the grand prizes, ballpark numbers I would use are around 4.2 paws and 2.6 Flutter coins per board, or 4.6 and 2.75 when using boosters, assuming you're focusing on paws. If you're looking for just a quick takeaway from this video of things to remember, I'll summarize. Don't rush the quest lines, save those quests to get extra tickets for the mini challenge, complete the mini challenge using your daily regenerated tickets, and don't worry if the quests stack up a little bit, that's not a problem. It can actually be beneficial for that to be the case. And lastly, focus on dropping paws to get the most progress, and you'll also get many Flutter coins, enough to get pretty much anything you want from the shop. One last small note about spending, it is usually better to buy more tickets rather than buying more wildlife coins. The tickets will get you much more for your diamonds or money. Don't forget that if you are buying lots of tickets and thus will be playing lots of boards, you can save yourself some time and clicking by using multiple tickets at a time. And that about wraps it up. I hope you do well in this event. Consider joining my Discord server linked below if you want to chat with other players about the event, and as always, I'll see you all next time.